Some people are born to travel, and the Moroccan prodigy Ibn Battuta is an outstanding example in this video. Ibn Battuta experienced tremendous rigor while traveling, but as a committed traveler, he never shirked for venturing on this dangerous experience. He risked dangers on land and sea, traveling in groups, large or small, but rarely alone. The travel was undertaken for a variety of reasons. Sometimes we moved with merchants who transported goods, while he also traveled to meet kings, sultans who valued him, and he in turn gained deep insight into their working arrangements. Crucially, support for travel of Ibn Battuta came from the skills and labor of travel guides and transport experts who manned the varied types of craft that traverse the rivers and seaways, or the caravans themselves, veritable societies in motion that cross landscapes linking one realm or continent to the next. Though Ibn Battuta was a medieval traveler, he was extremely prominent amongst both the rich and the restless. Ibn Battuta was unique for his keen observation and deep sense of curiosity, along with his intention to leave the written account of his travels for posterity. In this video, Ibn Battuta's unique contribution is compared with the multitude that traveled, but few individuals left accounts of their experiences. Indeed, travel itself did not have literary or intellectual purpose, and only those literate, educated persons with a desire or inducement to record their journeys did so. Throughout Muslim domains, travel did mold the lives of many a scholar, literate merchant, or scholar merchant. One aim of their journeys, if not the sole objective, was the acquisition of knowledge, whether religious or mundane. In this respect, history frequently mentioned two greatest travelers of the entire medieval period produced their renowned works. Marco Polo the Venetian was 17 when in 1272 he embarked on his adventures among the Mongols in China and was absent from Italy with his father and uncle for 23 years. Marco Polo died aged 69 in January 1324, at the very moment when a younger Muslim contemporary, Shams al-Din Abu Abdullah Muhammad bin Abdullah bin Ibrahim al-Luwati al-Tanji, better known as Ibn Battuta, was prepared to set out on his own travels, initially on pilgrimage to Mecca and Medina. Ibn Battuta was born in 1304 and was a native of Tangier in modern-day Morocco. He was therefore a Maghribi or Western, as persons from the region of North Africa were known. He was a subject too of the ruler of the Marinid dynasty with its capital in Fez. Further, he was ethnically a Berber, a Sunni Muslim trained in the Maliki tradition of Islamic legal practice and act in the capacity of Qadi or religious judge on several occasions. He wrote in Arabic, the majority language of educated Muslims throughout the Middle East and beyond. Later, while in India, he claimed knowledge of spoken Persian as well. Ibn Battuta left family behind in his birthplace, Tangier, in June 1324, aged 22. He returned home for good after nearly 30 years abroad. The length of time he spent outside Morocco was about 28 years of near continuous absence, or 44% of his life's span. The geographical extent of Ibn Battuta's travel took him well beyond the Arab world, and he encountered two major Muslim language barriers, Turkish and Persian, during his travels, in the latter of which he acquired some competence. After completing his first pilgrimage, Ibn Battuta began his venture to the fringes of the Muslim Ummah, first southwards to the East African coast, and then on his journey through Anatolia, the Crimea of Afghanistan, to India, where he remained for several years. After India and an interlude in the Maldives island, he voyaged to Sumatra on the very eastern fringe of the Ummah. His return from China to Morocco was not the end of his travels. He was soon off again to visit the recording frontier of the Muslim presence in Al-Andalus, and then southwards again, this time into West African Sudan. This was not a consciously conceived grand plan from the beginning, but rather an enterprise that emerged from the travel experience itself. Once Ibn Battuta had decided that performance of the pilgrimage was not an end itself, he ventured again. Ibn Battuta narrated his travels to the author of work on poetry, Islamic law and theology, Muhammad ibn Juzay, who was appointed as Ibn Battuta's collaborator by reigning Marinid Sultan of Morocco. Abu Innan Faris Ibn Juzay's commission was to assemble from Ibn Battuta's dictation into a completion which should compare what was of profit in them. The full title of Ibn Battuta's work highlights two separate but interrelated themes: cities together with their hinterland, Amsar, and the journeys usward to and from them. Ibn Battuta's narratives provides insight into the actual experience of travel, in which he is seen coping with the forces of nature, the vagaries of fortune, and of human behavior. Even descriptions of uneventful stages of a journey, and all of these could combine to reflect those experiences and assist imaging the living drama of medieval travel. Ibn Battuta's initially objective and motive for departing his native Tangier was inspired by a desire to inform and entertain his audience, and his goal was to give pleasure and instruction. Ibn Battuta was aware of Muslim losses in the West during the Christian reconquest of the Iberian Peninsula, Al-Andalus, yet was hopeful of potential gains in the East, which indeed were finally realized in Anatolia with the establishment of the Ottoman Empire. The Mongol successor states ruled by Genghis Khan's descendants, who had converted to Islam, busily promoted conditions conducive to the movement of people, merchandise, and ideas across highly porous cultural and linguistic frontier. Ibn Battuta has also experienced Islam as a minority faith in India, where however Muslims were politically powerful, and also where Islam was still marginal and not firmly grounded as in Central Africa and in Sumatra and Java in Southeast Asia, such as modern Indonesia. If you really like the video, then like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel.